Today's lesson is entitled, I Am the Light of the World. John 8, verse 12. Then spake Jesus again to them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, thank you for all the many blessings which have been bestowed upon us, and thank you, Lord, for allowing us to meet here again this evening and study a portion of your word. And I pray, Lord, that we can be able to take something with us today that will apply to our lives, and knowing that it will if we'll just look. And Lord, I pray for those who aren't with us today, and pray that they'll soon be back with us once again. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
In the background of this text, we have the Feast of the Tabernacles. At the end of this feast, an array of candelabras will be lit in the court of the temple. The rabbis who participate in the feast will then dance around these candelabras. Both the candelabras and the dancing created quite a spectacle for those attending the feast. Jesus likely used this occasion to teach on this particular subject. While the Jewish candelabras only lit the court of the tabernacle, Jesus claimed to have light for the entire world. Excuse me just a minute. I need to move these. They're making my nose. They're bothering my nose. Gotcha.
Goodness.
Give me just a second here. Jesus used this as occasion to teach on this particular subject. While the Jewish candelabras only lit the court of the tabernacle, Jesus claimed to have light for the entire world. John records several statements which Jesus makes that begin with, I am. These statements give us insight into who Jesus was and what his relationship with both God and man is as well. We learn more about how we need to live our lives from looking at Jesus' life. We learn more about who God is by looking at these statements. The exclusivity of these statements and claims. Again, these claims that Jesus makes are exclusive in nature. It is not merely one or two statements that were made, but several. Each of these statements is exclusive. When Jesus says, I am the bread of life, that excludes all other bread. When Jesus says, I am the light of the world, that excludes all other lights. If anyone wants to be saved, they must be saved through Jesus. Acts 4, verse 12. Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved. In looking at the character of light, light is bright and obvious. Light is bright. When we see the light, you don't need any additional confirmation. We know that it's light. We don't have to be taught what light is. We just have this sense of knowing that light is bright, and it illuminates all that's around it. Jesus is the light of the world. And this is bright and it is obvious. The Hebrew writer says that Jesus was the brightest of God's glory in Hebrews 1 verse 3. 2 Corinthians 4:6. For God, who commanded the light to shine out of darkness, has shined in our hearts to give the light of knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Jesus Christ. When an honest person sits down and looks at the life and teachings of Jesus, one cannot help come to the same conclusion to which the Roman centurion came in Matthew 27:54. Now that centurion and they that were with him watching Jesus when they saw the earthquake and the things that were done, feared exceedingly, saying, truly, this was the Son of God. Jesus is bright and obvious. When we look around and see the things that Jesus has done in our lives and in people's lives around us, it is obvious. Jesus is a shining star in our lives. When there is light in the room, it's not hard to find the source. The work which Jesus did made his source obvious. We have the confession of Nicodemus. The same came to Jesus by night and said unto him, Rabbi, we know that thou art a teacher come from God, for no man can do these miracles that thou doest, except God be with you. That's John 3:2. You have the confession of the healed blind man. The man answered and said unto them, why therein is a marvelous thing, that ye know not from whence he is, and yet he hath opened mine eyes. Now we know that God heareth not sinners, but if any man be a worshipper of God, and doeth his will, him he heareth. Since the world began, was it not heard that any man opened the eyes of one that was born blind? If this man were not of God, he could do nothing. The works which Jesus did made his source obvious in his own words. John 10:36-38. Say ye of him, whom the Father hath sanctified and sent into the world, thou blasphemest, because I said, I am the Son of God? If I do not the works of my Father, believe me not. But if I do, thou ye believeth me, believeth the works. Though ye believeth me, believeth not me, believeth the works. That ye may know and believe, and that the Father is in me, and I am in him. The source of this light should be obvious to us as well. It's virtually unlimited. Light shines a great distance in the dark. Candles can be seen at 20 miles. Stars can be seen thousands of miles away. Even when you try to block light with something, it can go around it, and it can go through some things. The only thing that can really block light is something really hard, thick, and solid like lead. But even in this situation, you can see the brightness around. The light of Jesus is unlimited if we let it have free course in our lives. Hebrews 7:25 says, wherefore he is able also to save them to the uttermost that came unto God by him, seeing he ever liveth to make intercession for them. If we truly make the decision to come to Jesus, nothing can impede us. Notice that those who have committed themselves wholly to Jesus can do all things through Christ in Philippians 4:17. Nothing can separate us from the love of Christ. Romans 8:35-39 says, who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Shall tribulation or distress or persecution or famine or nakedness or peril or sword? As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are accounted as sheep for the slaughter. Nay, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. For I am persuaded that neither death nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of God, which is in Christ Jesus our Lord. What can stop light from entering our own hearts? Remember, to block light, we must have something that is thick, solid, and impenetrable. We can make our hearts like this so that God's light will not penetrate our lives. Jesus said concerning the Pharisees, for these people's heart is waxed gross. Their ears are dull of hearing. Their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted. I should heal them. That's Matthew 13:15. Hebrews 3:15 and 16, the Hebrew writer exhorts us, today, if you will hear his voice, harden not your heart, as in provocation. It is only through the hardness of your own hearts that we will incur God's wrath and judgment. But after thy hardness and impenitent heart treasureth up unto thyself wrath against the day of wrath and revelation of the righteous judgment of God. Romans 2:5. The action of life. It dispels darkness. There is no such thing as the presence of darkness. Darkness is the absence of light. When we turn on the light, darkness disappears. John 1:5 states, and the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. John 3:19 and 20. And this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men loved darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil. For everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved. Light reproves the darkness. Jesus' teaching approves that which is right and reproves that which is wrong. It illuminates objects that are both good and bad. You turn on the light to both see what is there, and you turn on the light to both see what is there. We sometimes run into things in the dark. We sometimes wonder where a pathway is in the dark. We sometimes get lost in the dark. Psalm 109:5, thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. It is there so we can see both things that get in the way and the clear path itself. Matthew 5:15 and 16. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light to all that are in the house. To see the objects in the house, you need light. Ephesians 5:13. But all things that were reproved are made manifest by the light. For whatsoever doth make manifest is light itself. Is light. Jesus himself illuminated both the good and bad in his life. Light enables sight. Without light, we are blind. With light, we can see. Ephesians 5:14. Wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepeth, and arise from the dead, Christ shall give thee light. Jesus said, for judgment I am come into this world, that they which see not might see, and they which see might be blind, might be made blind. John 9:39. In 2 Peter 1:9, But he that lacketh these things is blind and cannot see afar off, and hath forgotten that he was purged from his own sins. The extension of light, Jesus, is the light of the world. It is available to the whole world. John 1:7-9, the same came for a witness, to bear witness of the light, that all men through him might believe. He was not that light, but was sent to bear witness of that light. That was the true light, which lighteth every man that cometh into the world. John 9:5, as long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world. We must be light reflectors. 1 Thessalonians 5:5, ye are all the children of light and the children of day. We are not of the night, nor of darkness. Philippians 2:15, that ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of God, without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world. Matthew 5:16, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Jesus wants us to follow his example. All will be held accountable to this light. In order to judge something, we need light. Ephesians 5:8, for ye were sometimes darkness, but now are ye light in the Lord. Walk as children of light. John 3:19-20. And this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil. For everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved. Truly, we will be judged by the words of Christ. He that rejecteth me and receiveth not my words hath one that judges him. The word that I have spoken, the same shall judge him in the last day. John 12:48. And in conclusion, Jesus says, I am the light of the world. What will you do with the light of Christ in your life today? Will you recognize the character of the light of this light? Will you undergo the action of this light in your life? Will you extend the light of Christ further into the world today? You know, we need to realize that we are lights in this world. Wherever we go, we need to let our light shine. We need to be examples for others. We need to do this in the way we live our lives, the things that we do. You cannot walk with Christ except you walk in the light. 1 John 1:7. You can come back to the light today. If you're not a Christian today, and you are in darkness, you need to make a decision. We don't want to harden your heart to make your life impenetrable to the light of life. Hear the word, Romans 10:17. Faith comes by hearing. Believe with all your heart, Hebrews 11:6. For without faith it is impossible. Repent of your sins, Acts 17:30. Matthew 16:16, confess Jesus as the Son of God, and be baptized for the remission of your sins. That's the plan of salvation today, as it, and it's your decision. It's our decision today, how we live our lives if we accept Christ as our Savior.